We've got an arena game on its way. Uh, Hopefully this queue will pop eventually. I thought that I might get into the queue with these guys, but that didn't wind up playing out quite that way. So I'm just spectating this here. It's a round 6 towns game. And Zivak and Clavo are both playing, so that's cool. My table, I've got someone called Icarus. Not too familiar with them. This is an interesting color wheel for round 6 towns with sandwich alchemists. Zivak put in mermaids, which is cool. This could be a fake account, which is... I just hate it. I hate it that we got fake accounts, or like alt accounts, like they have 11 games at 445 ELO, which almost certainly means that they're still on the rise, ELO wise. So they're probably realistically like a 500s to like 600s player, if they've already ascended this quickly. So yeah. And yeah, they've been playing in arena, so they're not too slow, which at least is kind of nice to see. Yeah, obviously, like they're punching way above like the level of an 11 game player. 24 minutes, not the fastest either, to be fair, but. They've played both arena games and non-arena games. I guess this is like one of those boostier ELO types of games. Over here, I'm a little surprised that Zivak has been halflings instead of mermaids. I guess halflings will start with a spade. You could definitely consider starting double center here as halflings. Instead of placing e6. Like d8 is a little interesting because then you might be able to, if you're able to get alchemists not on e10, then chaos might be forced to come here. Actually, I guess chaos never does that with mermaids here. Yeah, they're always going to want this center town. They seem really, really strong here, especially if you get open sanctuary. There's no, like, someone could steal the workers on you, but I don't see that being super likely with these factions. So you're probably getting this coins tile or this priest, and both of them are really good. All 5 of the, okay, so worker power is not in this game. However, the 4 coins of the cult step is. Temp ship is probably going to be the tile that's left out of the game early here. Because, yeah, I mean, mermaids often want temp ship. However, I think that they would prefer priest to fire with fire 1 in this game. And then if you can pass first for temp ship, then like these 2 rounds are really good for scoring your dwellings. So I think that this, with the workers event on this cult, it's an unusually good game to skip doing a dwelling rush for mermaids in round 1. Meanwhile, our table is still waiting. This player is being very chatty. I think that this player's a big fan of the content that Clavo and Zivak have produced in the past. They're relatively new to this game, but they look like they're improving. That's surprising. Yeah, I think that someone bidding Alchemist was all like the incentive that Zivak needed to bid Mermaids. And I think that, by the way, I think that this is definitely a good move. I think that Mermaids are great value here. They won't open with a Stronghold, but they should get Fire 1 and Priest to Fire. I think that's a fantastic opening for Mermaids. They can probably get the single dig as well, so they can still get down 2 dwellings, while Chaos carves this out. And then if they get Temp Ship, great. If they don't get Temp Ship, they can probably just manually advance Ship during these 2 rounds. And like, obviously 2 Ship is very strong for Mermaids, especially if you get a second dig, because if you get a dig, C1 gets you 3 dwellings for 1 dig. If you have 2 Ship, C4 gets you 2 dwellings for 1 dig. If you have 2 Ship, so yeah, Mermaids will be very happy if they're able to. I guess I forgot about Alchemist. So to be fair, the shipping line sounds a little less good with this. We'll see if Mermaids still want to place E4. E4 still seems quite good because this is like a very natural town spot, but you might not have a neighbor on E5. I think C1 generally as Alchemist is not as good as. Generally, I don't think C1 for Alchemist is quite as good as E5. But it might be okay versus Mermaids. Who knows? Hey, we're down to searching for 1 opponent. This player is also not the strongest, but, you know, they're probably learning. I guess we might have been able to glean that they weren't the strongest based on the fact that they bid Alchemist in place here. This is going to be a really rough game for Alchemist. This is very interesting for Halflings to like have this area to the east all like unmolested. Depending on how fast Chaos can rush over here to D7, there's a chance that Halflings ship here and grab D7 before them. So they can carve out this town. But I suppose, just thinking about it, that sounds like a crazy idea because, first of all, Halflings can just town in the south. They should be able to get this gray and like these hexes here for a 4-hex town, along with this 3-hex town, and then this however many hex town. Hey Ghostly, how are you? Hope you're enjoying your weekend. I thought that I might be able to queue into this table with Zivak and or Klebo, and I missed out. I just missed out. So I've been waiting. Oh, we got Myoblast. Myoblast is a very strong player. The only downside with playing against Myoblast is that Myoblast is very slow. And I'm slow when I stream, so this could be a long one. But he's a strong player. Over here we have 2 masters of the game along with one like very inexperienced player and another like decent player here. So like we'll say improving player. I kind of like this this list of dwellings here. That's pretty fun. And yep, Zivak is indeed getting the priest, which I love. Apparently my name has been mentioned in this chat. So yeah, I definitely like Mermaid's position here. Halflings is pretty interesting. It depends on how fast Mermaids get to H4. Chaos, of course, is great. Chaos started on the temp ship. I do not like this. I think Chaos should definitely have taken the 4 coins and cult step, because they need both a worker's action. I mean, to be fair, like this gives them the tempo on a worker's action. However, they didn't go ahead and they didn't take it first. So I do wish that they had taken workers first. But alas, doesn't always work out that way. And to be fair, I still think that they should get the workers. What is this from Claybo? Claybo opened with the Stronghold Sanctuary tile, so Claybo's going to open with the Sanctuary. Presumably this will be like Earth 2. I would guess it's Earth 2, Earth 1. They open on E6 like so. Alchemists start with a spade instead of the Stronghold tile, which is what I expected them to have. They are having a think here, but I am thinking that it might be a... I would be having a think here too, because that was definitely not expected. Zevok doesn't need full Priest of Fire. Zevok should be able to get double dig here. Zevok's doing great. Oh, Weltman, you and Ghostly were playing in person. That sounds really fun. I guess you're also in the UK. Yeah, I remember we played on Snelling before, right? I'm glad to hear that you enjoy the streams. I had a pretty big streaming week last week, but I've been a little quieter this week. I wouldn't be shocked to see. I was gonna say I wouldn't be shocked to see an Earth 1 rush here. However, Chaos Magicians are still good on Earth 1 because they were acting first and Zevok didn't make a temple. This is interesting. So I guess that's what I should have seen coming when they took the temp ship, that they were going to contest the double dig, because what I was expecting Chaos Magicians to open with a Sanctuary. Now, obviously, double dig is a very, very strong action, but because of this track, I think it's unique. It's uniquely good to build up and then out. And the double spade, I think, is just a slightly worse in round 1 this round than in other games. But I mean, this is always strong. Just because it doesn't fit the track doesn't mean that it's not a strong opening. Oh my god, Dwarves on Fire and Ice. Oh, King's Dilemma, that's cool. I've heard about King's Dilemma. That's like a what do you call it? A legacy game? Did you guys start a campaign or something, or have you played before together? Hey, do we have action? We don't have action. I have a turn-based game ready to go. Okay. I will take a look at my turn-based game, but Alchemists have opened with a Stronghold. They're probably... they have a spade in hand, so they're probably happy to take a worker's action on dig D2 or something. If it were me, I would probably take the Priest and the workers, then dig B2, advance my ship, then dig B2 and build B3. Oh, you guys started a campaign. That's great. How'd you like it? Not the best, but fun. Yeah, that's kind of the impression that I get. I think that a lot of these games are maybe not the strongest mechanically, but people are really excited about what you can do, because it's a unique experience. At least that's what I've heard about the King's Dilemma. How long did it take to play 4 games of it though? That's a third of the campaign, right? Claybo opens with Earth 2. We'll see if the next favor is Earth 1. Clearly these players are not interested in rushing Earth 1, which is always kind of fun to see. Over here, I was sanctuarying for Water 1. This is a game that I'm playing on Fruity Harris's map. He calls this, I believe, the Archipelago. I'm really liking this map. I think that Fruity mentioned that one of his goals was to make this game feel a little bit, or make this map feel kind of like Fjords. And I think that he's been very successful in that, because there's just so much leech that happens if you're early. in this latest set of games, we wanted to try out blue a little more, and that's why, like, I put mermaids in like a lot of these games. This game we have a color neighboring darklings, but darklings are on the west here, and darklings shouldn't be able to advance ship as aggressively as we can. So we should be able to hit all these natural blues out here in the east. So we'll have like a decent network by the end. Though I mean, versus engineers, fakirs with no color neighbor, and darklings are already connected, and they have lots of potential to get digs. They have the spade right now; they have a priest in hand. They're going to sanctuary so they get even more spade production. It's quite interesting, and George Shortwell has he started F2 D1, dug 2 hexes, and made a ship town, and now he's going to be at 3 ship really soon, and I'm very curious to see how he goes here. But we have a game, so let's get started on our game. We can still peek at Seavox's game later if we wish, but we have a nuke. Okay. I played a nuke before, but nuke is quite good. Haven't played him in a long time, though. Our paths just don't cross all the time. And let's see what we have got here. Oh, we're picking. We gotta load this faster. Come on, guys. Please. Okay. Again, it's base map. We have dual water cult rewards with a dwelling round in round 1, and dwellings late. So we're bookended by dwellings. So dwelling rushes are strong, and Earth 1 is strong. It's not the highest scoring track otherwise. These 2 tiles are in the game, but the other 2 pass tiles are missing, so it's also a little short on scoring there. I think engineers are going to be strong. I think mermaids are going to be strong. Let's go with mermaids. So to recap, Myoblast is an expert player, very strong, deliberate, and when I say deliberate, I include pace with that. Icarus, like a newer player, but very strong, suspected potential ult because, I mean, he has 400 plus elo after 11 games, with 7 of those games being wins. I'm suspicious. A new strong player that I haven't crossed paths with too much lately. So this is a good table. We do have engineers in the second seat, which is something that I had specifically mentioned as possible before. This is a game with 4 good economic pass tiles in round 1, in addition to the cult coins, which is like, quote, what I would consider to be like, quote, secretly a good tile in round 1. Mermaids in the first seat are guaranteed to be able to dig down F2 if they wish. If they get, if both of these pass tiles go, the worker power and the temp ship, which could happen, in that case, engineers are going to be guaranteed the double dig in seat 2, and that means that mermaids probably just settle for single dig on F2 to get these 2 dwellings down. That's not a terrible outcome. It's darklings in seat 3. This is like the beginnings of like a very classic color wheel if it's nomads or something. I think fakirs wouldn't be awful here either. It's chaos magicians, which is kind of tough. Chaos is always tough versus engineers. Engineers don't struggle as much with chaos. It's late dwellings. I kind of like. It's a little low on scoring, so I kind of like darklings here. Darkling's ability to get easy spades late in the game is a very nice way for them to make points off of the dwellings. I think that putting a priest to water is not awful for darklings here. Um, it's relatively coin rich this game. Um, you have the spade event, and you have uh, two of the high coin tiles in the game. I don't know if that makes it super coin rich though. I'm just trying to figure out what favor you want as darklings. If it should be Earth 2, Fire 1, like there's no TP event, and there's also no TP pass tile, which means that you're a little less likely to make a lot of. I mean, round two TPs like is technically a thing, but like, I don't really want to show my hand too much. I think that Chaos are like pretty clearly the worst faction here, but I'm not convinced that Darklings are actually particularly better than like this much better than Engineers or Mermaids. I think that Darklings are probably at least 10 points better than Chaos, so I'm going to keep bidding on them just to. We'll just try to conceal our intent just a little bit. We don't usually try to conceal our intent that much, but yeah. Wellman, you think that Darklings will be able to build a center town? That is true. Darklings can dig E6 and get F3. Chaos shouldn't be able to beat them to F3, and Engineers shouldn't want F3. So they're gonna be able to start here. C1 is no good for Darklings; they have no neighbors, and that's actually good news for the Mermaids, I think, because Mermaids should be able to get up here. Mermaids really like C1, and they should be able to get C1 this game. Myoblast has obviously picked up on the fact that Mermaids are extremely strong, so Mermaids are probably at least 10 points better than Chaos Magicians as well. I think that there's a very high chance that Mermaids get this temp ship tile. Wow, Nuke is bidding on Chaos Magicians. I don't like that. I think that Engineers are. Maybe Engineers aren't that much better than Chaos here, but. We need to be careful now because anyone can switch at any time. I think Mermaids are probably 5 to. They're probably 5+ points better than Engines here, I think. But the thing is that Engineers are going to have a neighbor in the east, whereas Mermaids won't necessarily have a neighbor in the west. So I think that the limit to how much you want to bid Mermaids, there is a limit to how much we want to bid Mermaids here. Mermaids, we do have this stuff up here, but Darklings and Engineers being like happy neighbors with each other in the east is probably something that I should factor in like a little more strongly here. It is possible that it's time to bid Engineers already. And Icarus apparently agrees. So everyone is on the faction that they bid on. These are all strong players, so like the one thing that I feel good about here, I think that we're going to beat Chaos. I think that we're probably getting temp ship here, so it's probably going to go round 1 double spade. We'll take C3. I think that we take C3 because Chaos sometimes wants to use the double spade to get up here. I think we're also in probably like a disaster situation if Chaos winds up starting D7. I don't think that they particularly should, but if they do decide to do that, and they could decide to do that, then we will be in like a fair amount of trouble. Because then we don't have the nice neighbor. I mean, I guess we'll get Engineers here, but Darklings start B5, which is really annoying to me, specifically. Yeah, that's a problem for us because we really want B5 for our towns. But this is bad for Engineers. This is really bad for Engineers, actually, because Engineers want to be here. This also means that Chaos is forced to start on D4. Given the tiles that are in the game, I think that this means that Darklings are starting the Priest. They want the Workers action. However, I'm not inclined really to give them any Leech. I guess I have to give them Leech because I'm building C4, right? My digs are probably C4, C1 if I get temp ship. And then we start out by building this hex. And then that gives darklings a leash that they need to take the worker's action. And then they're going to make a temple on b5, and then dig b4 and build a8. That is my guess for what darklings are up to here. We're pretty obviously assuming that chaos is going to start on the 2 workers tile. They're not going to be able to build a lot of dwellings, so like just engines have to decide which of these tiles they want. It's almost always correct to take worker power over temp ship. So all right, so let's grab temp ship as we said. Okay, so who is scoring in round 4? 2 towns. I think that's always a good scoring round for engineers. They can almost always get something good to happen there. We mentioned digging C3 before, but that's probably not right. We'd probably just go full dwelling rush here. So we're going to take that, and we're just going to dig this guy. And we're going to build out literally all of our dwellings, and we'll get either the dwelling pass tile or one of these coins pass tiles, probably. Maybe we'll end up on one of these other pass tiles instead. That might be a bummer. We have a kind of a long round. Wellman, do you think that Myoblast won the auction? That's an interesting take. I think Myoblast not being in the east is not great for their chances. However, they did correctly read that they would get this C4 neighbor, so you might be right. I mean, Myoblast is a very strong player. It wouldn't be shocking to see that they had won an auction. We have to hope that a nuke wants to get to D3. I'm very inclined to let a nuke have this town if he wants it, but that involves getting onto the D3 hex so that I have neighbors. I don't want to lose C3 to Chaos if I don't have to, but I might just seed it. Because C3 doesn't interest Chaos as much with Darklings taking B4 away, and thus they can't get this. C3 does grant them access to the east, admittedly, so we'll see. A nuke takes a priest. I don't love that. So we're going to build A7 and then H2, and then we'll probably consider passing at that point. Our worker economy is going to be crazy once we have these 2 built, and that'll take advantage of our temp ship. And at that point, what we'll really need is coins. So D4 is going to be gone. D4. I assume that you mean a different hex other than D4. Myoblast dug E6. So Myoblast, okay, put a priest to water and dug E6. Okay, that seems reasonable. For some reason, I was like fixated on the idea that he was coming through here, but he's going to get the workers down. He's going to get the temple. These guys are going to get nice leech, which, to be fair, is something that that's a reason why mermaids aren't quite as strong. So Myoblast has taken workers. Who took the coins? Is that engineers? Engineers took the coins? So engineers are going to open 2 temples and a dwelling. That's always extremely strong as engineers, so. Engines grab F4, that seems great. Darklings are probably going to upgrade E5. Yep, so that's good news for me. Darklings have at least one more action. Chaos Magicians have at least one more action. I can afford to build one more dwelling here, for sure. Anoop is open with water too, which was fantastic. You love to see it. Engie's have at least two more actions, so I feel very comfortable building this dwelling. The next dwelling gives me no economic benefit, so we're looking at passing on to this, this, or this. And this is probably not as good because I'm not playing a cult game this game. I don't have a temple, and we have literally water to chaos magicians. So that leaves the dwellings tile and the 7 coins tile. So, Wellman, you think that 7 coins is good? Better than the dwellings tile? Let's think about it. We're getting one more leech from here. We're getting one more leech from here. And these are building their second temple over here. I thought that it might come over here, but this makes a lot of sense as well. I think that we would really like C3. Chaos can't double dig this with what they have right now. They're going to burn one more power, so they're going to have 3 power plus, okay, maybe they take air 2 and earth 2 or something. Yeah, we're gonna see how this works out. I would not have taken. I think that you so desperately need the econ that you might not have wanted like any of these tiles, or you might not have wanted Earth 1 at all here as chaos, but I could be wrong. Darklings have taken Earth 2, which is obviously a strong favor as always. What's the case for taking the coins, or taking the points? If we take the points, what can we do? It's not clear if So I'm trying to debate here between the points and the 4 extra coins. 4 extra coins, I'm going to have 9 workers, and let's say it's 12 coins. That's enough to build 3 TPs, and hard dig down a dwelling maybe? Or 2 TPs and hard dig down a dwelling. C3, presumably. If I pass onto this, then I can build, it's still 2 GPs in a dwelling, right? If I pass onto this. I TP, I hard dig this, that's 8 workers. And I've used, I think that this is fine. So, I know that this wasn't exactly, like, I was thinking 7 coins, but my thought is that, this will get me 5 points. Well, 5 points versus 4 points. Okay. I see how that could be. It could be wrong, like the math that I did there. Maybe what I should be doing is I should be building 3 TPs and trying to build D2. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points worth. But I only have 9 coins. Once I get this power. Do we burn power so that we lose access to double dig? We probably don't need double dig, to be fair. But double dig is still always nice. We will get some leech from darklings over here. They'll have 2 priests, so they'll probably dig B4 this round as well. Anoop probably wants to pass onto temp ship, I would think. Anoop doesn't have... Yeah, Anoop is trying to figure out if it's air 2 or if it's earth 1. Or earth 2. And I think that Air 2 is probably not the right pick, but this is bad because it probably means that he's going to double spade C3. I don't really see too much else that a nuke can do. Yeah, engineers are a little short of double spade. Let's hopefully they pass onto this. That's probably good for them. Then they could get G2. They could turn G2 gray and then build E9, C5. If they pass onto this, they'll have guaranteed double spade. They don't want mermaids, or they don't want chaos to pass onto this and get double spade, but okay. Well, okay, I said what they wanted to do, but in reality, that's what I wanted. This is probably just as good for NGs. Nuke passes on to worker power. So Nuke is going to take C3 and then advance ship and build A2. I could hard dig this now, and then just build. You know what, this gives engineers double spade anyway. So hopefully this plays out the way that I hope that it does. It's a little... Yeah, it's a little bit like just speculative that engineers will take a double spade. I really hope that they do, but obviously we have no guarantee that it works out that way. Darklings read that no one is going to take the coins yet, so they just send priest off. This does mean that they're not going to get this, but that seems okay. They'll have 3 priests to dig with next round. Maybe 4 if they pass onto this. Yeah, this round 3 digs is really, really good for Myoblast, so admittedly I should have thought of that. Okay, so engineers do take the double spade. That's something that I was hoping to achieve with this D5 upgrade, and that means that C3 should be safe, which means that a nuke, I think, is going to advance ship and then dig D3. That is such incredibly good news for me. I think that that's what that means. I'm going to upgrade E4 because I think that Myoblast probably upgrades here, so I want the extra leech if I can get it. It is a bummer for me to miss out on 2 stacked water cult events, but I mean, no one's going to cry for me with this opening, I think. That was brilliant thinking. What was brilliant thinking? I mean, I'm always happy to hear my praises sung, but yeah. So Darklings are going to upgrade here to try to get me less leech, which is, I think that I don't love that. Like, I don't know what that did for Darklings specifically. I guess Darklings might be thinking they don't need that many workers. They have Earth 2. It's a TP round, and they're not on this big building tile. So why not just spend a few less coins, give me a little less leech, and then... Well, you know what? Have it your way, Myoblast. Alright. If we pass here, we get 3 coins. Or rather, we would get 4 points, which feels like a bad trade-off. So we do want to build this dwelling for sure. The question is, are we willing to burn down power to do it, or will we convert a worker to a coin? I'm inclined to go with the worker to a coin method right now. Unless, I mean, I'm assuming that Myoblast takes like a power action here, or maybe takes a priest. But if Myoblast does just upgrade here, then I won't have this issue. But I'm assuming that they won't, and that I will have issues with power management. I guess there's no guarantee that a nuke builds D3 this round. A nuke could just build A6 and then try to single spade his way onto B4. That's what I would try to do, actually. Um, Myoblast maybe just takes the priest then in that case. And indeed, that is exactly what happens. So Myoblast is going to build B4, and I am unfortunately going to lose out on some power tokens. You know what? I'm not going to lose out on power tokens. So B4 is definitely getting built this round. And B4 is getting built by Myoblast. So I am going to down convert a worker here. Down converting a worker means that I have 2 workers left, and then, or I'm going to spend 2 workers. I'll have 1 worker left, and then I'll have 6 income. So I'll have 7 workers going to next round. I think that's fine. You think that if Darklings take B4, it looks good for me. Maybe CM will be forced to go B3. I'm assuming that you're talking about D3, right? Not B3. But yeah, I mean, my original thought was, oh great, CM are coming to D3, but then I realized if I were CM, I would be looking at B4. I think Myoblast had caught on to that as well, which is why he bought this priest. This priest is that he can secure B4 if need be. Yeah, I mean, if I were Chaos Magicians here, I would just build A6, and then I would force Darklings to spade this, and then you still have the ability to spade D3. It's a very good spot for Chaos Magicians, in my opinion. There are really great cult rewards this game, and people are like benefiting off these big time. So I do feel. Oh no, a noob, buddy, no, you can't do that. I really don't like that. Now Darklings don't have to spade this, so Darklings are going to get 4 extra points because of this. Darklings want to spade this next round, and now it's no longer under threat. Ugh. Yikes. That one hurts. Alright. We said that we were going to do it this way. This pains me a little bit, because this essentially happened because Darklings delayed. And I lose a worker because of it. But I think that this is still the way I want to play it. I want to keep the power in my bulls, because I think that there's still a chance that I get this upgrade and this thing might get built, and then I can take like a double spade or something next round. Oh man, that was rough. That was really rough. NGs are going to pass for the worker. They pass for the 2 workers, okay. Is anyone giving leech to engineers? Looks like no. Oh, Noob is going to get 2 spades, so he is going to put a cult spade here. And he might also cult spade C3, hopefully not. I think that it's not in my best interest that he cult spades this, but it's also not in his. I think that cult spading B4 is probably a little more interesting to him. Go me. Thank you, Lux. I appreciate the support. So I think that there's a good case that, economically speaking, the best thing I can do is just to pass on to the temp ship guy, and then this will give me double spade next round, and I can grab like F3 or F2 and C3 or something. But I will need coins. Coins are going to become an issue, because I do want to make towns in this round. Screw it. Let's just keep playing the track. We'll just keep playing the track and take this. Now this overflows my power a little bit. However, I'm not that concerned about it. Yeah, I'm not that concerned about the power overflow right here. It's only by 1, and it gets me the double spade, which is good. Keep playing the track until it can't. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen here, Danny. Because I'm going to get C3 very happily, and I'm going to get F2, and then I'm going to run out of leech and run out of neighbors, and I'm not going to be able to get this bridge, and everything's going to really suck. But until that happens, it is not this day. Living in the moment, yeah. I love that. That's true. Myoblast is choosing to build this hex now, which is very interesting because this would be worth a lot more points to him later. Um, Now, he does avoid giving me, like, leech this way, but I don't really understand this so much, because that's 4 points for a dwelling, which he already has Earth 2. He doesn't need that many dwellings, as I see it. He's also, like, pretty coin tight, so... Granted, this round he's probably sanctuarying for Water 1. So I should be cognizant of a Water 1 rush. Anyway, we're going to put a spade onto c3. We'll put the other spade onto f2, I guess. I don't need c3 because of the landscape. I mean, c3 helps my connection. The ship VP tile is in this game, so I think that c3 for connecting is on only 3 ship is probably good for me. The question really is, do I need f2? Like, is this town ever going to happen? Wow, this is not good. Like, this is... I really don't like what CM have done here. Obviously, it's bad for me, but I don't think this is good for them either. Like, I really don't. Like, you have 2 cult spades and you have d3 available to you. This is what you do with it? Feels really sus. All right, maybe we pivot here and we just take coins. Where should a spade go? I think that d3 is an obvious spot where one of the spades should go, right? Like, d3 has to be correct. Like, Anoop doesn't even have enough to take any spade actions here. So this isn't getting built at all. He's going to be building c3, a6. Like, he could have been building d3, e3, a6 instead. So yeah, I think that there's like a lot of mistakes here. I just don't really see how a double spade is that good for me anymore. Now that this has happened, like Chaos Magician's just refusing to build on d3 has been infuriating. Like this c2 is really bad, I think. C3 opens up the west, but you mean the east? Yes, but engineers are there. Yeah. No, I mean I see how c3 could potentially be good, but contextual, like you have to play in context, right? In context, it's not good. Like it's just not good. I would love to be advancing my ship here so I could get this 3 ship and hit something useful, but I think we just pivot to taking coins, and then we go for a sanctuary here. We just take water 1 and earth 1. Yeah, I think that we temple, and then we grab water 1 and earth 1, and then next round we hard dig down our landscape, and then next round we sanctuary fire 2. We're going from pure economy to pure garbage. Darklings are going to get down 2 dwellings here. They're going to get A7 and F3. They're going to get 6 points from each one because they're spading in the spade round. So they're going to have 55 points. They're going to pass for 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not bad. Pure economy to pure garbage really describes so many governments of the world. Yeah, you're not wrong there. So with this, like ultimately this is really good for NGs, right? NGs now are going to get the double spade this round. That's something that they obviously really want in a spade round. Here's Myoblast coming to A7 as we expected. Anoop probably builds C3. we're gonna need 5 ship to connect this game. That really sucks. There's a case that I should have just dug C3, I think. I wound up not doing it, but I think that there was a case that I should have. And even though I kind of hate what's happened here, I am going to give the leech to Chaos Magicians. Because Chaos Magicians having leech means that they're more likely to build D3. At this point, I have 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 TPs left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dwellings left. So Earth 1 is more important. Oh, but Earth 1's not even in the game anymore, so yeah. Whoops, my bad. All right, so our other one is for Air 1 then. That seems fine. I would love to have shipping so I could get B3, but I don't think that that's going to happen before Darklings beat me to it. Darklings probably town up early for a ship town next round. They're going to pass on to the 7 coins, which is really good, now that they have F3. So yeah, they're passing at 60 points, which is higher than what I'm at, so that's an issue. They're also going to get 2 towns in the town round. They're going to have both of the scoring favors and the inherent Darkling scoring, so yeah. It turns out that we probably should have just bid Darklings. Here, engineers are getting their double spade, though hilariously they only have 1 spot where they can use it. They might just take E8, and that'll be good for me, if that's what happens. They just wind up taking 1 spade. Okay, that's interesting. So I guess there's a question of, do we actually want Air 1 then? And I guess Air 1 is probably more correct over here. It gives Darklings a little less leech. This is always going to happen. It's a dig round, so we do want this. You're watching a GeoGuessr tournament. Love it. I'm no good with geography. I'm a classic American who doesn't know anything about the world around me. So, yeah, Myoblast has an incredible game going right now, and I'm very envious of it. Yeah, we're just gonna take Air 1 as well from here. We need the points. We've been playing like a points-heavy game. We don't have end game points, so we desperately need these points. And we don't have Earth 1, so yeah. Anup's build is going to have 4 structures out at the end of this round. That seems like not enough. But he did what he did. Oh, fun fact, I could have converted 3 power to a worker and then hard dug G3 to blue this round. I couldn't have built it though, so that probably makes it not worth it. Because now I'm only 2 ship away from G3. That's something that I should keep in mind for next round. I'm going to be passing on to this dwelling tile if I can. Oh shit, I upgraded the wrong hex here. But I guess that's fine. But yeah, I was supposed to take this hex. Oh, it's a moot point now. We're going to pass, and then we're going to probably take... Is there any benefit to grabbing an 8-pointer here? Anup is missing out on Water 1 because of these shenanigans. That's a bit of a bummer. You like Water 1 as Chaos Magicians a lot, I think. No more leeches happening, so we're just going to pass. We're not going to down convert. And I think we're just going to pass for even more points. Points are pretty good in Terra Mystica, even if it's not a ton of points. Yeah, I mean, Chaos Magicians really wanted that round 4 town, but I mean, as they say, at what cost? This is, like, Chaos hasn't even built A6. I think that they'll probably build A6 now. Like, you're supposed to have more structures than this, and also you're supposed to get the second town. Come on, just have a little more. Anup, buddy, you're absolutely killing me here. Chaos Magicians have 2 worker income upcoming. I guess they are passing to this, so that will make it a little better, but God, it's painful. It's really painful. I think our plan is to grab the coins. I don't think the 2-key town gets me that much, does it? Maybe the 2-key town is actually not that bad. What's the case for 2 keys? 2 keys is definitely going to get... It probably gets me points against darklings here, so that's 2 points of benefit from the 2-key town. It might get me 4 points here, so that's 6 points of benefit. And it might get me 2 points here, because I am taking fire too. I think that there's a case for the 2-key town. Anup is definitely going to take the 2-key town if I... Like, he's going to Temple Fire 2 and grab the 2-key town, and that's really good for Chaos Magicians, and I did say that I wanted to beat Chaos Magicians this game. I think that they also deserve to get beaten after what they've done to me, so... So you know what? Let's let Chaos have the coins. We're going to do something really goofy and take Fire 2 for the 2-key town here. We do have priests now, so we can start sending our priests off to cults. Or we can increase shipping or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 3, 4, 5. We're going to have 5 power from this, so... We're going to avoid giving Darklings Leech, even if it means giving... Coins action is open, but I want the 2-key town, because I'm a goof. It almost has to be wrong to pass up the coins action here, but I've decided to play I'm tilted, so I'm playing this really goofy game. Engineers should probably just town here. Take an 8-pointer or something. Own my salt. Oh, I've never shied away from my salt. Let's be clear. Oh, I guess Darklings can take the coins, so Anup should really take the coins here. Otherwise, Darklings get them. Nope. Darklings are getting the coins, and they are winning this game by a million miles. You'd love to see it. This is so bad. He's also going to undo this because he didn't do his leech correctly. What happened? What happened is that Anup is templing for Fire 2 instead of taking the coins. So Darklings are getting the coins. No, well, CM taking the green was really, really bad. It was really bad for me and terrible for them. I think that this is so bad for them. They ended round 3 with 3 structures. I don't know, the game of Terra Mystica, I'm as big a fan of Swarmlings as anyone. I feel like you want to end round 3 with more than 3 structures. You just do. What are they rushing this for? They have no reason to rush this. They already have... They've already lost the 2-key town. There's 2 of these 8-pointers. Darklings can't even take an 8-pointer. I can't take an 8-pointer. There's no pressure on Fire 2 whatsoever. Darklings can't take Fire 2, neither can Engineers. But the coins are open. So, like, yeah, so he's going to undo this, but he can't actually undo to the point where he screwed up his conversions, but that's a good philosophy, Danny. It is very good. It's usually good to have more structures than there have been rounds so far. I totally agree. I assume that Engineers grab the other 8-pointer here. Myoblast gets the coins, which is so stupid. This is so absolutely stupid. I'm actually like more amused than like annoyed right now. Hopefully a nuke winds up spading D3. Let's see if we can help guide him a little bit by... Well, so we're not making another town this round. What we can do is we can put Priest to air. That'll probably buy us some points. We'll try to get a spade action. If we don't, it's okay. We'll get a bridge onto F2. That said, I mean, the bridge on F2, most likely CM just cult spades that because that's what they've been doing. So there, we're winning a cult. Here comes the 2-key town for Engineers, or the 1-key town for Engineers, rather. I think the 1-key town for Engies is very, very good right now, because that means that they're going to win Earth. Chaos Magicians have no way to go up 2 steps in Earth in 1 move. They can get up Earth in 2 moves, but if Engineers put up the TP for the 8-pointer right now, then they will win Earth. I think that has to be worth it. They are going to make us wait for it, though. Okay, there it is. Here's the 8-pointer. Yep. God, this makes me so sad for Chaos Magicians. Like, it's so bad. This is presumably like a single spade onto D3. Huh? Huh? Show me the money. Show me the single spade. Come on. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Yeah, there we go. The dream worked, yeah. It finally happened, guys. Chaos Magicians finally built on a hex that I wanted them to build on. Okay. So, at this moment, we have a chance to put a priest to a cult, and I think that that's what we want to do. I think we want to put a priest to a cult. I guess we probably are getting some leech from a nuke here, so maybe we should actually just take the double spade now. We'll take A3, F2. A nuke will build E3, and then I can put priest to a cult. This maximizes my leech. I know that it's a 3 for 4, but that's okay. Myoblast probably is digging A10 next. Yep, that happens. Engineers need to advance their shipping. That's probably coming soon. To be fair, Chaos Magicians very clearly are beating me. They have the same victory points as me now. They're passing for a similar number of points. They have Earth 1. This is a late dwellings game. We're definitely building this dwelling. There's no world where we don't build this dwelling. I don't think we're getting coins next round, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Cullis, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Myoblast is taking fire too. I didn't really expect that, but that seems decent. I think that he could have done it by just taking A10 and then going for 2 more TPs. However, this does help Myoblast in terms of getting more priest production, which is always good. Myoblast is probably going to want to ship a fair amount so that he can make a 3rd town, and that's why he took a coin town as well. So he's going to go TP and then 2 ship advances, I think, so that he can get onto B6 and then build B6s. That's my prediction for Darklings. It might also be E8, I suppose, but I'm guessing D8 to come over here. We built this. Actually, let's build this. No, we'll take this hex. We'll take this priest spot because yeah, I like that priest spot because it gives me oh shit, wrong round. Do we remember Mermaids on Revised base last season? Silly. Yeah, absolutely silly. Guys, this is not Revised base, and also don't trust just never trust your opponents, right? Like, this is like a clear sign, like, why you should never trust your opponents. NG's come onto this track as well. That's annoying. Yeah, this isn't working out for me at all. God, this game can't end fast enough. Can we get another game in? This has been rough. What are our other friends doing over here? Wow, what are they really only in round 2? No, this is a mistake. It just isn't loaded properly. I should not have tried that. What's my plan for connection? My plan is G3 or H4. I know that right now that seems pretty ambitious in terms of coins, and you're probably correct if that's what you're thinking. But I think if I'm first to pass here, which I might be because Anoop hasn't used Water 2 yet, Anoop probably puts Water 2 on the water track to close this guy out, give himself some leech. That means that I am passing first. I'm probably just going to pass for temp ship and then open up the coins action. And then I probably make my stronghold next round. Try to buy the bridge if I can. And then come down here for pull it out of my system afterward. Yeah, that might be the case. Like, this is a rough 4th place. This is not what we wanted, and I think that this is going to be a 4th place probably. With a stronghold, I might be able to sneak G3 on engineers. That means that engineers are forced to cut off chaos, but that's whatever at this point, right? Like, darklings are going to put a TP up on F3. They have to do it now, basically. They'll probably take a ship town, I think. Oh, I could buy the bridge now. Ghostly, you think that I could be connected already on 5 ship with my landscapes on the river Hexabelt? I mean, I don't want that, right? I don't want 5 ship this game. There's no ship scoring tile in the game. I'm connected on 4 ship if I get H4, and I'm connected on 3 ship if I get H5. So I'm not really concerned about that sort of connection, I think. Danny, that is exactly what I expected as well. Um, so here's the case for. So to be clear, like you're saying that you expected them to dig this hex, right? To have like a dwelling, temple, TP dwelling, and have a town through here. Grab the workers town, then they have 5 workers, or then they have enough workers to make 2 TPs here, um, and then they have 2 towns, and they didn't take fire too. I totally agree with that. The case for this is that they want to get ship towns. They want coins and shipping so that they can make a 3rd town. So that's one plus of doing this. The other plus is the 2 extra priests. So that's 4 points. And a 3rd town. Like, it can't be that bad, right? And they didn't indeed take the ship town, as we thought that they might. We could buy the bridge now. That doesn't seem awful. But I think that Darklings would love to pass on a temp ship. Darklings passing out a temp ship means that they just open next round with the coins action and then get 4 towns probably, right? They just make this town and this town. If I let them have temp ship here and a coins action. Should I just let them do that? Like, can I really do anything about that? I think I want coins here. Yeah, I mean, I need the coins. I can't really wait around and hope. Well, I would just pass on a Darklings tile. Temp ship could let me secure connection as well. So I think that's going to be my tiebreaker. I'm going to down convert 1 because this will still let me get a coins action. I could maybe build G3 H4 or something. Darklings can take H4 with temp ship. Yes, I agree. So yeah, I don't want to just throw in the towel completely. Me playing against Darklings is like a children's water gun trying to put out the Australian wildfires. Yeah, you're probably not wrong there, Danny. It might be pointless at this point to like play against Darklings. I didn't even see that they have 87 points already. So yeah, like that is not happening anymore. Engineers are really about to spend 6 extra coins on this town, I think. Oh no, they're taking fire too. That makes sense. That's also quite bad for me. What are you gonna do? Oh, they took air 1. Okay, that seems fine. They didn't take fire 2. I think actually fire 2 might have been better there. Because engineers convert resources into points so efficiently that they could have saved resources. They're going to get more water points. Well, they will get water 1 points this way, but... And then they could think about making a 3rd town down here. They know that Darklings are coming through, so it's probably worth it to try to make this town down here. Oh, there's no fire 2 left. Okay, good point, Qualis. Didn't catch that. Water gun, mermaids. Yeah, I missed that pun. That's how out of it I am. I never miss a pun usually. Yeah, it looks like trying to run 2 games at the same time is causing this to break. So I probably should give up on trying to follow this game while mine is going on. Icarus has reduced himself down to 2 workers. I don't know about you, but that seems like it's flying a little too close to the sun for me. There's the ship town. So G3 is going to get spaded. It's probably going to be D6 and G3. What do we even have here? I think this round we're just taking coins again, and then hopefully a nuke is going to spade this, so I'll take coins and then I'll make a stronghold and then I will put up 2 TPs, and then hopefully darklings leave my blues alone and they try to town through here instead of through here. The Icarus one was flaming hot. Yeah, I like that. Thank you. Thought it had some wings to it. Darklings might just spade I4, which would be a huge bummer. They already have 2 ship, and they have a cult spade. I was thinking that B6 would be the way that they get over here, but yeah, they certainly could just spade I4 for me, and then I have like nothing. I don't even have network aspirations at that point. Can I sneak B3? I mean, I might be able to sneak B3, but like, am I advancing ship this round? Probably not. Yeah, darklings do exactly what I hoped that they wouldn't. Like, whatever. B3 might be my best Fennec connection at this point, so if darklings want 4 towns, I don't think darklings care about 4 towns. They don't really have the economy to go for 4 towns at the moment. So that might not even be on their mind anymore. I think Priest to Water is probably our next move. We can actually steal the Water Cult on Chaos. Well, no, probably not. Chaos Magicians will get this town. I don't really understand this one so much, but whatever. That's fine. I guess this is their fastest way to making this town down here, so that's cool. I will continue to take all the leech. Anoop is reaping some benefits from just playing the Fire Cult to get coin income going. So I do have to credit him for that. Maybe there's a case that just taking G3 first would have been like the move this round. Okay, so darklings do build B3, so that's like the sneaky plan was probably never going to work. Darklings are really focusing on like locking up like stuff right now, so they're not dreaming of a 4th town at all, which is okay. Like they're already in a winning position. Basically, they just need to not blow it. So. That seems to be what they're trying to do. They need to fight against engineers. Oh, a nuke took a G1. That's interesting. Is anyone making a town? No. So why don't we put this here, and then we'll get ourselves a priest town. You missed D6 from darklings? Yeah, I mean, it's like, this does allow them to get here on only 2 ship. Or, in fact, only on one ship, but whatever. I think we just want a long round. Like, we don't care how long this round goes, so we're probably just going to put Proust air here. I don't know, we'll take the bridge, then we'll put Proust to air. D6 feels like a flex move. Yeah, I mean, well, actually, I think what it really is that darklings actually have to use up their priests. They're overproducing. Yeah, they might slow play this. I'm not sure if they're going to build F5 right now. Yeah, they declined to build because they want to get onto a pass tile if they can. I don't think that there's really much chance that that's going to happen, but you know, it's theoretically possible. A nuke doesn't really have the workers to keep going unless, I guess the priests are going to become workers, so he probably turns this into a TP next. I don't want my leech to be too massive, so wow, engineers are playing very, very tall. I think I am going to sneak some network points on them. And a nuke, for all the crap that I've given him, is having a decent network game as well. So I should keep that in mind. Oh, the bridge went. Engineers stole the bridge. Well, that's really annoying. I don't think anyone should want to bridge block me, so I'm just going to keep playing. Like, there's no point in me passing early, so I can secure a bridge or anything next round, you know? I need to be ready for when engineers pass, because they're going to pass like super soon. So let's just make this stronghold now. In hindsight, I almost immediately see that I could have probably just done D2 instead, but whatever. Anoop is only having such a good game because Engis chose to play so tall. You're saying that they should never have had the chance to build G1. I absolutely agree. Darklings got spooked by, or Engineers got spooked by Darklings taking D6. They should have built G1 instead of G3, but they got spooked by Darklings being here and being only 2 ship away from G3, so they wound up ceding G1 to Chaos Magicians. And yeah, like, Chaos Magicians are having a better game than they should be, I think. I mean, like, I'm not really in a position to judge anyone right now. Like, look at our point situation. But F1, yeah, I agree. F1 also probably shouldn't have happened quite like so. Really tempted to single dig F1 right now and F up Chaos Magician's plans, but I think that doesn't really help us too much. Engineers get ready to build these hexes next round. They have 1 action left, so we're going to do... We're producing 2 priests around, so this is safe, I think. Engineers also don't have a place to bridge next round, so that's good news for me. We're taking this. Like, they can't, like, they would like to bridge these 2 hexes with their stronghold, but they don't really have much incentive to do so, so. I think ideally this round it's probably put a priest here, advance ship, and then we pass on to this or something. Actually, H5 is quite interesting to me. I could secure H5 right now, while engineers put a priest off, and then darklings pass. Okay, so chaos is going to pass now. Yeah, I think that there's a very good case for securing H5 as my first action here. Wow, Anoop builds instead of passing. That is insane to me. Anoop really wants to lock up the water cult, it looks like. Anoop doesn't even have any like ideas about passing right now, so so engineers pass. So I actually am forced to pass early here. But I will be able to get H5 with my first action next round, I think. I think I can hard dig H5 my first action and then buy the bridge. I think that's my plan for next round. I need to try to get really greedy, so. Anoop is not building near me, so. So this is all the leech that I need to down convert. Aren't we short on shipping for H5? You're right, I'm on tech ship, so. Let's undo that move. Because you're right. I didn't see my shipping situation there. But you know what? 8 points is 8 points. It's what's done is done. I can't get this up. I think that like it would have been much better for me if Chaos Witches had passed, and then I could take as long a round as I wanted. But now I'm under pressure on this, so that sucks. But sucky things happen, so such is life. I think, okay, so engineers only have 6 workers, so even if they build out 6 more structures, they're going to end up with 4 stuff on their board, and I don't think that they're going to build out 6 more structures. Darklings are going to end up with like strongholds, temple. Well, Darklings have 11 workers, so yeah, they can build out everything except for stronghold, TP, and landscape. Nuke was considering sending another priest off to air, but oh Jesus Christ, this is absolutely killing my screen, guys. There's another pass. There's another undo. God. Anoop secures a hex. That makes a lot of sense, I think. Anoop should be able to get out down to 5-ish structures at the very least, because this hex, like, he has 3 free hexes with 1 dig, and then, so that gets out these. Then it's TP, hard dig, or something. I think that getting out 5 more structures might be a stretch for a noob. So I think that if I can just get out 3 dwellings, I'm going to be in a decent position. So we'll focus on that. We are going to lose H5. I think that Myoblast is probably just going to build H5 on me the moment that I advance my ship. But nonetheless, we will. It's just too valuable in case I can get I-10. So. Engines should really just start building stuff. Physical TM and record. Yeah, I think that's got to be the right way to do it, right? Where did engines even build? They built okay. They built H6. Fair enough. We need to secure the bridge, otherwise engineers will bridge block and go onto I-9. Even if we dig 3 times to make all our to get all our stuff out, I think that's okay. We can afford 3 digs because of our situation here. Dinosaurs over 3, I love that. Chickens are probably descended from dinosaurs, so. Yeah, Myoblast is securing all the hexes, which is deeply annoying to me. There's 0 chance that H5 isn't built next. We'll probably just grab the 11 pointer while we can. Oh, a nuke can actually take a double spade if he wants it. That's not awful. There's I9. Oh, both of the ship towns are gone. That's pretty wild. We need we need a lot of shipping to connect this game. So I kind of suspect that darklings might just not let me connect at all. So we will just take this. Yeah, chickens are the superior dinosaurs. So this Earth 2 and Air 3, okay. I don't know why it wouldn't be Air 3, or Earth 3 and Air 3. Unless during one of his undos, like, he wound up not taking Air 1 and took Earth 2 instead. That's probably what happened, right? I have a fair amount of regrets about not securing H5 last round. I think that was a change that I could have made to my game that would have made it legitimately like a fair bit better. Darklings are stalling because they don't want to commit their dwelling. They want to be able to mess with me when they get the chance, which is, you know, seems to be according to plan. We're going to send a priest onto the air track, see if a nuke blocks off the last spot. I don't think it actually particularly benefits Darklings if I don't connect, but I could be wrong about how they evaluate things. So we will take the 2-for-1. It still seems pretty good. The safer play was to landscape here so I could connect on 5 ship. Yeah, you might be right. But at the same time, okay, Myoblast is out of dwellings, so it's time to advance ship and take H5. That makes me feel a bit better. You guys with your safe plays. Let's wing it. I actually don't know if I have enough coins to wrap this up. I don't think I do. I'll get H5 and H4. Oh wait, I don't have enough to build I-10 anyway. I can only connect with this, huh? Okay. And I have A3 that I can just hard dig, or I6 that I can just hard dig. So yeah. And before NG's digging H5, yeah, that's... I mean, NG's could just dig H7, right? If they really wanted to block someone, this wouldn't be that bad. Oh, but, I mean, darklings. I guess they can't build this X, so... Ship 4 and H4, yeah. I need 4 ship anyway, so I think that H4 is what's on the menu, because darklings can't touch H4 right now. Can I dig these two? I have enough stuff to build this, and... yeah, no one can mess with this right now, really. I could just build I6 and then up my ship twice. No, that can't be right. That can't be right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that H4 is coming first. And then after that, I can dig down my last dwelling wherever. Because I10 gets me nothing. I can't build I10, so... Let's see if a nuke, like, hilariously just digs H4. Triple digs this guy. I can survive a double dig, just not a triple dig. Actually, I can survive a triple dig, right? I just go to 5 ship and I take I6. Yeah, and a nuke can't build there anyway, so yeah, we're okay. A nuke can make a TP and a dwelling, so a nuke can get down to 1 structure. Or rather, a nuke can get down to 5 structures. I'm getting down to 4, so I think I'm okay there. Engineers are out of spades, I think. They can build 1 more dwelling, which would get them down to 5 stuff, but they can't get down to as little as I can get down to, so that's cool. If I get to 5 ship, can I build 5 ship I10 and H4? I think I actually can. If Myoblast doesn't build this hex right now, then I actually probably should have been dreaming bigger and trying to take I10 in addition to H4 with 5 ship. But presumably Myoblast is going to beat me down to I10 if he takes H4 right now, H7 right now. Alright, engineers didn't even bother to connect. It's a cool game plan. I approve. Thinking about it, I just realized there's no real world in which it's correct for me to try 5 ship and I10. The 5 ship is worth 5 points, but it costs me a resource point. I should be putting priest to air, right? I had forgotten about priest to air, so that was my bad. Guys, don't let me forget. Like, this is what happens when I play like in a slower game. I just forget what I was going to do anyway. My next action is priest to air, so let's not let me forget this one. Actually, I am being offered I10 and H4, but I think that priest to air just has to be better than that. So. This was an awful game. Um, I apologize for everyone who's watching this one. This game is frozen. This one's over already, I think. They're already discussing it. It sounds like Zivak, well, I have no idea who won that. Icarus builds a bridge instead of digging, which I think is very interesting. I don't like Icarus holding on to like resources there. I'm not sure what the benefit of that was for Icarus. Like this bridge is 3 points, right? And then setting stuff off can be worth like a couple points as well. Oh, CM connected on one ship. That's pretty neat. I will give CM credit for that. That's pretty cool. Darklings are beating me to I-10, but that's fine. I was never taking I-10 anyway. Yeah, so engineers wound up saving these resources, but like they don't have another bridge spot, so these resources don't turn into a good source of points. They would have done a 5-point dwelling. They have this, they have Earth 1. That's a 5-point dwelling that they passed up on to build this 3-point bridge, and now I don't know what this is. These 2 priests are not worth points unless they think that they're defending against this. They might think that they're competing against me here, so I don't mind them being afraid. Their cowardice is my game. No one should steal the priest from me by building this, so. I'm wondering if it makes sense for me to steal a priest and then, but it doesn't, right? There's nowhere for me to use a priest. Yeah, engineers are just sending their priests to fire. They're defending their pitiful number of points there. Instead of just building a 5-point dwelling. I think that that's a mistake, but it's one that they're allowed to make. I mean, after all, they are beating me, so. Engineers are passing for 6 plus 6 plus 3 is 15, so they're going to be at 145 after passing. They might send a priest to air so that they can get themselves or they can pass with a priest in hand. So that's another resource point, so that's 146 plus 14, 160. Wow. Darklings are gonna beat us on network. So we're going to have 12 points on network. Because CM are done, right? Yeah, CM are done. We have 12 points on network, so that'll be 123. We're passing with like 1 resource point. A pitiful, sad resource point. So 123, 124. We're going to pass for 11 more. 135, 143 plus 6 is 149. That probably beats Chaos Magicians. Chaos Magicians are passing for 3. They have a resource point. So that's 97. 97 plus 24 is 121, plus 6 is 127. Yeah, okay. So I'm not crazy. Chaos Magicians were not playing a good game. But it's okay. But it says base map is his biggest nightmare. Yeah. Yeah. Darklings should have this, right? I think engineers, I said, were at like 160-ish. Oh, they were able to make a TP. That's a pretty good use of their resources. Yeah, so they're going to get over 160. There's still no upside to a priest, right? Yeah, there's no upside to a priest, but we need to dig this guy down, because if we don't, then... I was trying to think if I could make another TP, but I can't. And a TP isn't that good for me anyway, so... Yeah. This is the way. Danny, you think this is not such a horrible outcome? I think it's a pretty horrible outcome. 114, 125, 25 plus 12, 137. Yeah, I mean, 149 is just not where I wanted to be, I think, this game. Like, I didn't want to be losing engineers, and I clearly am. Darklings obviously are miles and miles ahead already. They probably should just play a little faster at this point, since they've won by so much. Like, it's not hard to just take a coin town here, you know. Maybe technically you don't have to take a coin town. Actually, they don't need any towns, right? They can just build this, take the highest BP town left, then TP and build this, and they've won, so... Myoblast appears to be mathing out whether or not he's beating engineers or something. Yeah, that seems better. I actually think that Myoblast here might just build a stronghold. Oh, never mind. That stronghold's only one priest. Yeah, never mind. He's going to TP in probably. We don't have anything left to do. Yeah, so this is a very disappointing third place for us here. Let's think about what we could have done differently. One reason that Darklings did so well is because they were able to get good neighbors on C4, and that's on me. One reason I did so poorly was because I missed out on C3. So what I could have done is my double dig in round 1 could have been C3, A8 instead of C4, C1. I don't think that my plan was ever really to go for Earth 1 or anything like that in round 1. I was always building, I was always taking double spade to do something more like that. But I think that if I had just taken A8 and C3 in round 1, and left some of these other hexes unbuilt, and built Temple for Fire 1 or something, or Earth 2 even, I would have a very different looking game right now. Darklings certainly wouldn't. Darklings probably wouldn't be winning. Or Darklings might still be winning, but it would be a lot more challenging. They wouldn't have such an easy access to their third town spots and everything. Yeah, so I definitely botched it in some regards. So yeah, we continue to suffer a fair bit here. take another nice loss on our elo. But hey, it was a relatively quick game, so that part's nice. Um, we'll give a nuke the green. Um, Icarus, I'm still iffy about because Icarus, I think, might be an alt. Um, Aang's so sweet, curious about this. Yeah. Yeah, it was probably too good to give darklings to those neighbors. If I had just dug C3 8 instead, then I think that was probably the play, and that might have been a winning play, in fact, because Chaos Magicians were never going to do that well this game. Um, Engineers were always going to struggle with darklings not being in the east at all. Um, I mean, Engineers wound up beating me, but I think that has a lot to do with Chaos Magicians digging this hex. If Chaos Magicians don't dig this hex, then I think I'm way better off. And I think that actually means Darkling's starting spots were E5, B5 this game. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm still thinking about this game. Engineers wound up putting up a very good score, but they shouldn't this is like their cap, right? This is about as well as they absolutely could have done. I definitely could have done better than this 151, and that's what's got me thinking. I think that I had a fair number of bad breaks that could have been worth 10 plus points. And C3 is one of them. Obviously, there were definitely decisions that I made. I probably would have just dug differently in round 1 or something. Maybe I dig A8, C3. I build A8, and I leave C3 unbuilt, and I build H2, and then I just temple. Then next round I have expansion to H with this. I can advance my ship a little sooner and get up here. Yeah, I think that C3 was a bad break for me. And I think that break could have been worth this many points because it cost me a ship advance. Taking the 2-key town was a pretty doubtful decision. So I will say that was, if I'm really criticizing myself, I need to look at why did I take Air 1. Air 1 wound up only being worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, Air 1 was 10 points. I don't think it's that bad. And I used the priests to gain myself maybe 5 more points or something. But I probably have to think about whether or not this whole 2 temples and a sanctuary to get Water 1, Air 1, and the 2-key town, that might have been the bad line. So you think the C4 dig? Yeah. So I think that the C4 dig belonged on A8. Because then I have 3 hexes. It should have been C3 A8 or something. I missed out on A11, but that's fine. Maybe I just wind up digging a little more at the end of the game instead of shipping. And maybe I have B3 or something as well, right? I just dig a little more. I had workers left over at the end of the game. So I didn't need all those buttons. Okay, so we took 2 coins actions. We had 2 double spades. That's a pretty solid breakdown. A nuke, or no, this is engineers taking all these. A nuke has 2 single spades and a double. That's pretty rough. Engineers took a coins action round 1. I think that was a pretty prescient move by them. We paid a little too much in leech toward the end of the game, probably, but I thought it was worth it. We had leftover resources, but we didn't know that we would. We didn't know we would get all the hexes that we did. We didn't know we'd be able to build that natural blue at the end of the game. This is obviously an area where I lost compared to engineers. We did what we set out to do, right? We set out to crush the track. We did crush the track, but we just didn't get enough payoff in other places. I will say that other than favor tiles, we did have the most points here, and here. We had a decent number of points in the end game too. We had better than darklings in the end game. So where? So does this tell me that missing out on Earth 1 was that bad? That's not what that tells us, right? Like, realistically, this is... I'd probably pay, like, a fair bit less than Leech if I have, like, the right spot, if I'm on the right hexes here. This landscape is probably, like, a little less crappy. I might be able to do more stuff with that. Whatever. I mean, as mermaids, when yellow's not in the game and chaos magicians are in the game, you just always risk this happening. That like the west, you just don't get the neighbors when you want them. Like, I think that Anoop played this suboptimally, but like that's okay. Like, not everyone like makes the right call at all the times. Chickens, you think that I'm supposed to win Earth 1 if I get double spade and Earth 1 blocked in round 1? And if darklings get both, then it looks dire. You might be right, but that's no reason that I should have lost to engineers, right? 6 more points here is not enough to beat engineers. So clearly, like, winning network is not enough. But I do agree that winning network is probably better. Like, I think that there's just C3, the C3 dig kind of, and the C4 dig. These two, I think, meant that darklings were going to run away with it. So, yeah, I mean, Myoblast played a very good game. Like, he got his 3 towns in a different way than I would have, but that's a perfectly legitimate thing to do. So yeah, like we'll hopefully be back at it sometime soon. But in the meantime, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for chatting. It was a fun one today. Hopefully we can get back into the win column sometime soon, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. See you everyone.